If you've ever wanted to eat your way through one of America's greatest food cities, you're in for a treat. Chicago isn't just about deep dish pizza and Italian beef. It's a place where culinary innovation meets generations-old traditions, and where James Beard Award winners share neighborhood blocks with hole-in-the-wall gems, from bustling farmers markets to the sophisticated dining rooms that have put Chicago on the global culinary map. The Windy City offers a feast for every palate and every budget. I'm Angie Orth, and I'm joined once again by Kit Bernardi on the roof of the Virgin Hotel. Kit is our Chicago insider and veteran travel journalist who has a front row seat to the city's evolving culinary landscape. She's sharing her top 5 must-try food and drink experiences for visitors, from the classic dishes that built Chicago's reputation to the unexpected neighborhood treasures that locals guard like secrets. What are your top 5 must-try food or drink experiences? And we'll start with a taste of tradition.
Chicago's well known for its Chicago beef. I like Al's beef myself, but you can get a good beef at Mr. Beef, which was the inspiration for The Bear, the series there. Also at Portillo's, which is well known for their hot dogs. Deep dish pizza. That's truly a Chicago invention. Uno's Pizzeria, and then Lou Milinati worked for Uno and then opened Lou Milinati's and then Giordano's, and it goes on and on. I have fond high school memories of going to Giordano's, writing my name. I don't remember who I loved at the time, but it was in one of those Sharpie hearts or carved with my Swiss Army knife or something like that. So that's well known. I personally like Lou Milinati's because of its garlic butter crust. I do like deep dish pizza. You got to be ready for a big filling meal. Coming from northern Italian roots, I tend to prefer a thin crust, and you can get that at any of these places. And then we have the Vienna hot dog, which we've talked about, which is a famous Chicago food. We have the Cracker Jacks, and we have the brownie. And so there are traditional foods that are usually held up as Chicago foods.
That's like your Chicago bucket list.
Try all those. There are food tours all over the city that allow you to do that. Or, on the Choose Chicago website, they've got a lot of options for you.
So Chicago is home to 77 neighborhoods.
That's right.
So it's going to be hard to pick one unexpected food item that people need to check out when they come visit.
I'd probably recommend that you give Haisu a try. They're in Pilsen, but it's French Vietnamese food. And they have been nominated for James Beard Best Chef Great Lakes for a number of years. So you don't expect that in Pilsen. And Pilsen is such a rich cultural neighborhood anyway, with its Mexican heritage, their food, the tortilla factories, the great resale shops. So it's really nice to be able to have something a little different flavor. And it also speaks to the amalgamation of cultures that this city has and how it crosses over into neighborhoods and beyond streets, and how we all embrace each other's food and culture and beliefs.
You've been to the Chicago Gourmet and the James Beard Awards.
Yes.
Probably many times.
I'd like to be more, but yes.
Yeah, fair enough. What upscale culinary experiences should people plan a trip around?
In 2025, Outstanding Bar was named, and that's Kumiko, and that's in West Loop neighborhood, and so is the Chicago Best Chef for Great Lakes, and that's Oriole, and that's a new American tasting menu. So tasting menus tend to be pretty elevated cuisine, fine dining. You're talking about 10 courses, maybe even 16. You have pairings with food and wine, and a very stylish, highbrow experience that's an occasion for dining. The Michelin-star restaurants, which also share James Beard accolades, is Alinea, and that's Chef Grant Aches, and he has 3 Michelin stars, and he's had it consistently.
Wow.
And that's a very elevated fine dining experience. Casma, which is a Filipino restaurant, as well as a bakery, is kind of an unexpected, fun, different kind of blend of experience, which is in the River North neighborhood, and Ever, which is also a James Beard winner recently. That's two 2 Michelin stars. And we have the only brewery in the world that has a Michelin star.
Wow.
And that's Moody Tongue Brewery.
Moody Tongue?
Moody Tongue.
Moody Tongue.
And it's eclectic choices, exotic beers, and they serve oysters and cakes and things like that. So it's a little offbeat. It's not elevated, but it is a Michelin star brewery. You won't find it anywhere else.
From speakeasies, sports bars, cocktail lounges, Irish pubs all over, are there a couple of unforgettable places folks should grab a drink?
I've got some favorite dive bars.
Tell me.
Okay.
I want to hear this.
Okay. The Hideout. It's right on the river. It's been a place where a lot of bands have gotten starts. It's as divey as you can get, and it's as local as you can get. And so, go there, spend the evening, talk to the locals, hear some fabulous music. You may be on the ground floor of hearing the next Grammy winner for, who knows. Another one is the Empty Bottle. That's a good, reliable dive bar. For reggae, you have to go to Kingston Mines. And they're one of the bars that are open late, which is really good. And then, of course, Chicago is a music city. You have Chicago Blues. And so you have Blue Chicago, you have Buddy Guy's. So there are a lot of choices. If you want to up your cocktail game, and there are plenty of places to do upscale cocktail, the Aviary. That's another James Beard winning cocktail experience that you should try. Z-Bar in the Peninsula Hotel, which is one of the top hotels in the world. Right there on Michigan Avenue, Z-Bar is a great place. And then if you want a beautiful view of the city, you go to the top of 360 Chicago to the 96th floor and have cocktails at sunset.
So many people now are learning about Chicago and its food scene through the show The Bear. So are there tours people can take to check out the scene?
There are many tours that are jumping on that bandwagon. And the Yes Chef, a bear-inspired food tour, is one that has been getting good rankings. So Mr. Beef is definitely a stop. It's Chicago's original beef. And that's where Carmi's brother, who's deceased, that was his sandwich shop. And so for the pilot show, it was actually filmed there. Now they do it on a studio set. So that's hardcore Chicago bear.
Gotta go there.
Yeah, you gotta go there. And then Urban Belly, which is in the Time Out food court, is another place that's featured on there with their dumplings. Pizza Lobo Slice, now that's not a Chicago slice of pizza, but it is in the tour, and it's a stop because one of the actors stops and eats there and enjoys a piece of pizza. And then Roser's Bakery, which I love, which is an old bakery in the city of Chicago, is also featured on that food tour. There are other stops that aren't necessarily on the tour, but it's part of the set jetting approach to tourism that you need to go and see where movies have been filmed. And we've had a lot of movies filmed in Chicago, so you could design an entire trip around going to movie film sites in this city.
What's your favorite movie set in Chicago?
I'm partial to the Chicago Hilton because I was director of public relations there and I was able to work with Andy Davis. So I'm in the package as Gorbachev's wife. And then I helped set up scenes for The Fugitive with Harrison Ford. And so like the laundry room, the famous laundry room scenes. Nobody knew that, but I knew we had the world's largest laundry right outside my office.
Wow.
And took Andy Davis through that, and he's like, oh, this is cool. And then the helicopter scene where Tommy Lee Jones and Harrison Ford are dodging each other and shooting, that helicopter pad is right outside the Conrad Suite, which also appears in My Best Friend's Wedding.
Kit Bernardi, you are a true Chicago original. You have taught me more about Chicago in this conversation than in all my visits.
Thank you.
Now I really can't wait to come back and have you as my personal guide. I'm volunteering you for that, by the way.
I would love it anytime,
so
any season.
Okay. I'm definitely going to come back. Thank you for joining us, and thank you to our listeners for being with us. If you're planning a trip, be sure to connect with a AAA travel advisor. Check out AAA.com/travel or visit your local branch. This podcast is a production of Auto Club Enterprises. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and leave us a review. I'm Angie Orth. Thank you for traveling with AAA.